Hello, John.
Hi, no, we had a delivery. Spare part for the freezer.
All right, okay, important bit. Okay, so welcome to the show. This is Inspired by Invideo, and each week John has created an instructional video about one aspect of using the system, and we're playing that in a moment. John, what do you like to tell us about this week's video?
Well, this week's video is in answer to a question by one of our friends up in Scandinavia. I'm doing that because I can't remember his name, but it's featured in the video. And Abelish asked me if I would do the answer as this week's educational.
Oh, there we go.
The warning is that there's two answers to the problem.
To everybody who's watching, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you make a comment, we'll show it on screen. You can ask questions after the video. John and I are going to go in silent mode so that you don't get an echo. First thing I'm going to do is, as you know who we are now, I'm going to take off the overlay so that doesn't interfere with the video. I'm going to switch off John's camera.
And my microphone.
And his microphone. See, you're ahead of me there. I'm going to switch off my camera and I'm going to bring this up on screen. I'm getting in the right order now, John, I think. And I'm going to press play. So ask your questions as we're actually doing the video, and we'll see you, well, in about 8 minutes. Is that right, John? Or 10? Or how long are we? Oh, I switched his microphone off. Okay, let's go anyway.
Okay. Magnus asked a question about having a sentence where the first part stays and the second part changes, but it appears that the first is fixed and the second part changes on a regular basis. So I'm going to create an example of that. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I hope that's not wrong. Ask me if I would do it as this week's a little instructional video. So we're going to start with a blank template. And here we are. I'm going to do what I normally do, which is upload the logo first. How about this? And I've got my logo on there. So it's all about static text, changing text, appearing as a single sentence. The first thing I'm going to do is create an initial sentence. So that's going to say,
hello, John.
Words. Initial text. Yours. Shall we make that into words? Now, I'm going to do a couple of things with this first. Start in the same place. I'm going to change the style. I'm going to change the style. I'm going to stop font resizing. And I'm going to stop font resizing, and I'm going to make it 75. Now, we always want to make sure that it starts in the same place. Okay. Now, we always want to make sure that it starts in the same place. And what I'm going to do, and there's this handy tool here called grids. For my example. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this across for my example. I'm not doing so well on. There we are. The alignment. Okay. So that's aligned left, and what I'm going to do, because we're doing variable text, is I'm going to slide it to the end. Okay, so we've got an initial sentence, fixed, and variable text. So what do we do from here? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to look at layers, and we're going to see we've got 2 layers, and I'm just, for ease of this, going to move the fixed words initial text above. Okay, so I'm on that. I'm just going to make sure I'm on that and then click Control C, Control V, and look, I get another copy. So just to make it clear and easy out of the way, and then I can change that to second text. So I've now got second text, and all I need to do is bring it down and align it. I'm still on that, so let's do Control C, Control V. Oh dear me, I should have gone back onto the layer rather than being inside. And those were some code numbers for the wiper blades on my Renault car that I've been looking for earlier. So let's go to layers, go to second, click edit, Control C, Control V. Okay, so let's go there, and then I'm going to type third. Okay, and again we're going to ping that down and simply align it. Okay, in our layers, let's make sure we've got the right layer. Edit, Control C, Control V. Pull it out the way, change that to fourth. Pull that down. Okay. I'm going to click on the layer, make sure we're in the right one. Control C, Control V. So this is going to be my fifth. And again, I'm going to pull that back down. And align it. And just as you can see again, now we've got fifth, so you've got initial, second, third, fourth, fifth. Go back to edit, Control C, Control V. I'm going to pull that one up, just again making it easy to read. And I'm going to put final text. Okay, so you can slide that down, push it into place. Now I've got 6 pieces of text and 5 seconds, so what I'm really going to do is I'm going to make my video 12-second long. Now you may want them showing at a different timing, but I'm going to make them all show for 2 seconds, but you can change it to whatever you want. So I've now got 12 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layers, I'm going to go to initial text, go to edit, and I'm going to make that run from 0 to 2 seconds. I'm going to go back to layers, I'm going to go to second text, and I'm going to bring this end to 2 seconds. Final text. Okay, so you can slide that down, push it into place. Now I've got 6 pieces of text and 5 seconds, so what I'm really going to do is I'm going to make my video 12-second long. Now you may want them showing at a different timing, but I'm going to make them all show for 2 seconds, but you can change it to whatever you want. So I've now got 12 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layers, I'm going to go to initial text, go to edit, and I'm going to make that run from 0 to 2 seconds. I'm going to go back to layers, I'm going to go to second text, and I'm going to bring this end to 2 seconds, whoops, and this to 4 seconds. Okay, so that's 1, 2, so my next one is third text, and then that end is going to come to 4 seconds, and this is going to go to 6 seconds. I'm then going to go to fourth, that's going to go 6 to 8, I'm going to go to 5th. That's going to go 8 to 10 seconds. And then I'm going to go to final text, and that's going to go, oops, so click on final text. Let's move this way out the way, come off final text and move that to 10 seconds. Okay, so now if we quickly preview here, okay, so I'm going to stop that. I'm not going to send this video off to be created, because I think you can see enough in the preview. Okay, so you've got the idea. I'm not going to export it, so I hope you found that useful. Okay, I've showed you one way to do it, but there is another way of doing this. I've gone back to the first initial thing. You saw how I did all the other alignments, etc. in there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to duplicate the scene. Yep, and we're going to duplicate the scene. And we're going to duplicate the scene. We're going to duplicate the scene until we end up with 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go back to the first one, and that's fine, that's initial text. So let's go to the second one, change that to second text. Let's go to the third one, change that to third text. Overdoing it with my texts. Let's go to that, let's change that to fourth. Let's go to that, which is 5th, and to the final one, which is final. Now, if we want to make this look like it's the one thing, let's just turn that into an N, sorry, flineal. Let's get rid of that word. Okay, so now we've got all our stuff. But if we want to make it look continuous, we need to get rid of the default actions. So we remove transition, 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 and then there's one final task to do. Which is to make them all 2 seconds long. So that one's 2 seconds. You could have done this, of course, before duplicating, and then you wouldn't have to run through and do this. But my brain didn't think of that until I was actually doing the work. So we make them all 2 seconds long. 2 seconds long. Final one, 2 seconds. We can do a quick preview down here. Oh, I'm on final text. You can only preview one thing here, so we've got to go and preview here. Silly mistake by me. And hey, look, it's exactly the same as the other way. And of course, it can allow you some more tailoring on each individual set of words if you want. So I hope you found that useful, and that's it for today. Bye.
Hello. Yes, so
word of an explanation and an apology. Hello, John. Right, that was me, and in correcting one situation, I created a second. So I don't know what that's going to have sounded like on Facebook at all. Just a word of explanation: you will be able to watch the video in its entirety in the Invideo group later in the week, and we'll see what it was like on the replay here. But the situation I had, I wasn't getting any comments through, so I refreshed the browser. And in refreshing the browser, of course, the video reset itself. And I thought, it's not playing. And I couldn't see it playing. So I pressed play again and tried to get the two in sync and failed miserably. So,
oh dear. Well, if it doesn't look good, we'll just publish the video straight away.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm not sure the comments. We had this. I was doing a show with David the other day, and we played a video, and he said he could hear it twice, but it only appeared once on the video. So hopefully that is true. And if you are still watching, thank you. And
yeah, right. Kelly's saying duplicating is much faster, but it's not always the answer, because if you want to put a single voiceover over the top of it, then you've got to use the first technique, because a voiceover can only play in one scene.
Right.
So that's why I've shown both techniques. Okay,
very good.
And I hadn't thought of saying that, so thanks, Kelly.
Teamwork. It's all about teamwork.
Yeah. So if you want to voiceover, of course, the reverse applies. If you want a different voiceover for each sentence, then your second route is the better route from a speed point of view.
Right. Indeed. Same result, but different. Two different ways of doing it. And it depends on the circumstances, isn't it? It depends exactly how you're putting it together. Okay, so thank you, Kelly. And Barry's confirming it's all good now. So I don't know when now was, but I don't think. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Okay, on with the show then. Now, I started a series of videos which are short tips for broadcasters. And I did the video for this week, and Invideo said, you know what? It's a lot easier or a lot more effective if you use video clips rather than still images. So I thought, right, let's go to the Invideo stock library and see if I can get some images which actually fit my story. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my story up on screen and show it. And I'm going to behave this time. I'm going to switch off John's camera and microphone. I'm going to switch off my camera. And when I've got it all sorted, like there, I'm going to press play and get rid of my microphone too. Here we go. Version 2. So that was created using a template. I don't mind omitting that. And then bringing in this case, stock video. And I've got to agree with Invideo. It is more effective when you use video than images. I kept the music the same so that whenever you hear it, you think of a Better Broadcasting tips and tricks thing. And this has been the premiere of it, so you're the first people ever to see it, but you'll be seeing it, a lot of it, on Belivers and on Belive in 5 over the coming days. So there we have it. Right, okay, now the other thing that's happened this week, John, which is a complete surprise, is that Invideo have changed their front page again.
You know, I don't go there, so I don't really notice.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my desktop. Let's just take a look around at the current version of the Invideo front page, because they're enhancing things, and it's interesting to actually we are creating the history of Invideo, which means that every so often we have to record what the screen looked like. In this case, it's in March 2020. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to come back, he said, hopefully. And when I'm back, I'm going to bring it up on screen. I'm going to make it full screen. Okay, so this is the Invideo front screen. So you've not seen this at all, John?
Oh, I have, because it's in the video, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
If I'm truthful, I always go straight to blank template, so never think about it. So,
okay. Well, yeah. I mean, we'd gone. The last version of this page had 6 options, didn't it? 6 different options. We're now back to the 3 options: pre-made templates, article to video, blank template. But we're now actually pushing the layouts for a Facebook story, YouTube landscape, Instagram story, Instagram post, and Facebook newsfeed. And that makes it easier to select which one you need, I think. Because if you want to do a YouTube video, you just click YouTube. If you want to do a Facebook story, you just click Facebook story.
Thing is, I use 16 to 9 everywhere.
Right.
And I don't do much Instagram, so that's probably why.
Right. Now, and under that, we've got the categories. And I'm going to click the March calendar one, and hopefully, yes, there we have ones. Now, you made a point about this earlier, but not in relation to March calendars, in relation to Mother's Day. The templates are actually needed way before the actual date itself. So in other words, publishing a template for Guy Fawkes Night, Bonfire Night in the UK, in November is no good. You actually need it in October. Yeah. And the same is true. We should now be seeing, halfway through March, we should be seeing the April calendar.
Yeah.
You agree?
I do agree. I think we expect a lot of the guys at times, though. But this is one of those things that I feel, you know, and we also struggle to overcome the fact that Mother's Day is on Sunday in the UK, and it's not for 2 months in Canada and the States. And then when I went further in to find out, I discover it's on about 19 different days throughout the world. So how the guys will cope with that, who knows? But perhaps when you've got a second year, you know, a year on, and their templates are already in there, it'll make life a lot easier for everybody.
Totally. And then we've got the March calendar, we've got what's hot. In other words, they know who's using the templates and which ones are being used. So you get to know what the popular templates are. Then we've got just added, which gives us the new ones. And then the editor's pick, brand essentials, March calendar again, video ads, which is where my template came from, and promotional videos, intros and outros, bumper ads. I think that's a good way of displaying things, because you can actually get to the section you're looking for with some ease.
Yeah.
So kudos to the team at Invideo for actually doing that. And we just documented another change, John. No doubt when we come back in May, we'll have it, or perhaps even before then, they'll have changed it again. But it is indicative of the fact that they are always doing something.
Yep. It may not be what everybody wants because everybody wants something different. So we have to be patient and sensible and accept the guys are doing their best for us. I don't know if you noticed, but this week I've had a moan about screens, the videos where things move around. Screen stoppers is the word I was looking for. Simply because 3 people have asked me in the last week to do one for them, and when I've shown them what's available, they've all gone, "Is that all?" Yeah, not in the same words, but basically sentiment.
Yes.
And also, I found a competitor who keeps advertising to me.
Yes,
has 146 of them.
Wow.
Anyway, I've made my point, and Ablish has gone away to talk to the chaps, and I'm sure they'll do something for us.
They're pretty good, pretty hot at actually sorting things out. I'm just trying to find our overlay. I've missed it. Just give me a second. Okay, let's get this back for the end of the show. And we say hello to Janet Smith. Janet, thank you for joining us from the Bedivers group. And Janet's saying she's missed version 1, but just saw version 2. That was awesome. Brilliant. Thank you, Janet. And out to Kelly.
Version 1 wasn't too bad. It just didn't move as much.
And it probably had better sound.
I want to know why it's all ladies, but that's a different question. I'll ask him afterwards.
You can only use what's actually in the stock video. And I'm sorry, but it's personal choice. That's all it's down to. You can't go. Okay. In fact, version 1, Janet, did have a gentleman in it. So there you are. It's not all. Right. And Barry's saying it looks good. Thank you. And Janet is saying, I've never used Invideo. There's a free trial.
Yeah, there's a free version you can play with.
Yeah.
Gets a watermark, but other than that, it's pretty good. And if you like it, then it's cheap enough to buy.
Well, it's $10 a month for the standard version and $30 a month for the business version. It depends what you want. Obviously, $30 a month has most of it. Well, it's got everything, hasn't it? And the option you have still. AppSumo still alive, yeah?
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend anybody went there.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So your best bet is to try it and then go for the $10 version, and then once you've got to grips with that, go for the $30 version if you're making lots of these videos, as we do. The other thing is, of course, that well, I'm not going to say too much, but Invideo are talking to Belive, and Belive are talking to Invideo. Who knows what could happen? Okay, so thank you, Janet, and we'll post a link to Invideo afterwards. Although if you go to invideo.io, if you've ever used a competing product, and I just did that, if you've used a competing product, then you'll find that Invideo has everything that product has too. And I've been working behind the scenes with Abhilash, I'm going to call him, and we may see some developments in that arena, not from a technical side. This is from a marketing side. Right. Okay. Well, that was good. You answered somebody's question. You've told them 2 answers. You've got the video to post separately, which is a godsend. And we've explained more about Invideo and how we use it. John, it's over to you.
Yeah. And we're going to stick to our 30 minutes today, if I can use just another 30 seconds. So it's going to be goodbye from him over in Wiltshire. Goodbye from me in Solihull. We're both in England, part of the UK. And we're probably going to find ourselves on lockdown fairly soon. So maybe we'll do more Invideo stuff because we ain't going to be allowed out the house. So it's goodbye from me.
That's true. That's an aim to have. So thank you for watching today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. You're watching. And thank you, Janet, for joining us. I hope you can join us same time next week. Take care and thank you.
Bye-bye.